look at these reports. It is unfortunate that the way it is structured, the reports are at large long before we get a chance to review. Members have already raised the relevance of a review after the committee has seen the report all over town by way of media and other kinds of publications. So we want to really look at the standing orders in relation to that, and I have already put on record that we will review that position because it makes very little sense in my mind for us to review and report on a matter that is already all in the public space. What do we say to the Parliament, in fact, that could make a difference in terms of either the protection of anyone or indeed the veracity even of the reports, because we don't have even that capacity to determine. So I will present the reports, all 6 today, and members will be given their opportunity to make their comments in relation to each. No, 6. We have 6 reports for today. We will get to them when we go to the public business. Apologies for absence. There being no apologies, we proceed. The minutes are before you, members. Can we have a confirmation? Yes. Confirmed by Minister Chuck and seconded by Member Paulwell. Matters arising from the minutes? Right, so.
You started out, Chairman, by indicating that the Oversight Committee, if it is going to be relevant, then we should at least have the reports before us, before the meeting, which, I mean, might be just an error that we didn't get it on time. But at the same time, if it is going to be relevant, then we should have the technical team from the IC to respond to any queries we might have. In other words, if it is going to be an oversight committee looking at these reports, then any questions we have about the reports could be directed to the technical team. But at the moment, even if I have questions, what do we do?
So I think that this, firstly, the requirement is for us to review and to report on the review. My take is that once we review, and if we find that there's need for further clarification, or indeed that there's any need for any explanations, then we could summon the commission to attend on the committee for the purpose of explaining. So that, I think, would flow from the review that we make as a committee. But I don't think we could just tax their time to be here just in the event that we have any
right,
queries
but,
or
but Chairman,
because it is quite possible that we accept the reports as is and move on and advise the Parliament accordingly.
What is happening, Chairman, to the best of my knowledge, the reports are tabled in Parliament and then sent to the Oversight Committee. This seems to be what is happening now. So when we get them, it would be in the public sphere. When we examine, the only thing we would want to know is if there were some concerns of parliamentarians, including ourselves, to ask the technical team to clarify so that parliamentarians who may have seen it, or that for that matter the public, may have concerns about what is in the report, and that would give us the opportunity to ask the technical team to clarify. So my view is that my view is that the process should be that the technical team should be here just in the event that we have questions on the reports. You see, but without the technical team here, even if we had questions, I'm not too sure that, we should set up another meeting just to answer these questions.
Well, I think the chair can be guided because we have not, as a matter of tradition, had the technical team here for this kind of review. We've had them here for the annual report, and that we know we will do, but in the event that the members would direct that we change the process and to have the technical team here when the reports are before us, then certainly the chair will be guided. If that is the view of the members, can we have a response or two just to make sure?
Well, I don't know what colleagues think, because even with a former member of parliament who there's a report on him, I don't understand why he's in the court if he has a certified.
Wait until we get to that report now.
Yeah. Oh, okay, good.
So I do believe there is value in having somebody from the Integrity Commission here. There are questions. The specific report the member just raised, I do have questions on it, so I don't know whether the chair will then document the questions and pass them to the Integrity Commission. But I think there is value in having someone here at these meetings as we go forward.
Just reiterating the helpfulness of having the report ahead of time to read and prepare, and also I share the view that the presence of the commission or the relevant people from the commission would help us to consider, help us in reporting back to the parliament on the matters.
So I have the sense that the committee would wish that the technical team be invited to the subsequent meetings of the Oversight Committee for the purpose of receiving the reports as sent. And I would want to suggest that perhaps, given that all the members were not circulated with the relevant reports, in this case, before today, perhaps we could, within the 30-day period that we have, we could possibly reconvene in order to give members a chance to read through the reports and to determine what questions they may have for the technical team to be invited. Can I have a response on that?
Just to say, Chairman, that the matter of having the commission present, either through the commissioners themselves or the ED or the relevant directors, was on the record, put on the record by me at the last meeting, as reflected in the minutes. I'm thinking that in the interest of time, given all that is happening on the parliamentary calendar, perhaps we could commence our discussion on the report, and the discussion could enable us to summarize and clarify the points we would like to have raised with the Commission. For myself, I am noting, not having had the report, but from the reports in the Parliament, in the public domain, that there seem to be some misunderstanding about the types of offences that can be brought against declarants where there is a failure to provide requested report in the time frame. I think the matter surrounding the former member of the House, Dwayne Vaz, has raised a lot of questions. From my look at the legislation and what was reported, and assuming for the moment, some accuracy around the reporting, even though I believe there is a lot of misunderstanding. So the law allows for a declarant to discharge liability in certain circumstances where there is not compliance with the Act or with a request for information by the relevant director. If you discharge the liability, it avoids a prosecution, but it does not absolve you of the need to provide the requested information. If you provide the information, but the liability from the previous non-compliance remains, then it is open to the Commission to make a charge in the circumstances. Now, the question I believe that arises is what message is being sent by the IC and whether that is truly what Parliament intended. So in circumstances where, for example, the requested information is something that is outside of your control, you have to rely on a third party to get that information. In the case from my reading, the accountant in question had not supplied the requested information. And not only was it not supplied, but there was a death in the circumstances in the COVID period. I don't know if all of that information, I mean, it's reported in different space. And as we wonder about the messages being sent, what really is the intent? A question arises as to what was the utility in those circumstances. If you issue a document to the declarant that the declarant could cause the declarant to believe that he had satisfied his obligation, notwithstanding that he may not have paid the fine, in all of the circumstances, was it the better approach to take? I think those are some of the questions that I hear arising from that matter.
Then, Member Robbins.
I was going to ask for the report on our former colleague Dwayne Vaz be deferred until we have the team from the Intake Commission here, because I'd like to know what the relevance of Section 42(3)A. If you issue a certification or of what have you for a particular year, how can you then still be asking for other documents? So I need to know the relevance of this section, or whether or not this section is being abused. So I'm asking that this particular report be deferred until we have the Intake Commission here.
Chairman, I would like confirmation, and the Secretary can submit this to the Integrity Commission, whether a letter dated May 18th, 2021, addressed to Mr. Vaz under the signature of Mr. Craig Beresford, Director of Information and Complaints. And it says Integrity Commission Act 2017, Section 42(3)A. The Integrity Commission hereby certifies that your statutory declaration as of December 31st, 2019 has been examined. Based on the examination, which does not constitute an audit, it appears that the declaration has been duly completed in accordance with the provisions of the Integrity Commission Act. I would first question, I'd like to confirm that this letter was actually sent by Mr. Berflot to Mr. Vaz, and if it was in fact sent by him, I'm asking the Integrity Commission to explain the basis under which Mr. Vaz has been found to be in contravention of any provision of the Integrity Commission Act. So I'm asking the Secretary to convey that question from the committee to the Integrity Commission.
Okay, member, just to allow for good order, I'm taking the comments. It is my intention to not discuss the reports today, but rather to formally present them to the committee and then to have a meeting early next week at which we invite the commission, to explain the reports, one, and two, to answer to the questions that have been posited today by members.
Problem, but I think it's important what Member Robbins has said, that the Commission should respond to that point, okay? No, right. But the question is, there are one or two other matters I would like to bring up for them to come with, so I don't mind giving them 2 weeks, okay? Because from the minutes, Chairman, I don't know when the annual general report will be coming, but it is about time we have a report on the annual report of 22-23 about 6 illicit enrichment of members, whether or not those 6 members have been one or all 6 have been cleared up, because when Mr. Craig Beresford was here, he intimated, he said that the basis of the illicit enrichment was a mismatch between purchases and income, or expenditure and income. To my mind, those members, whoever they are, if they can't clear it up, then we need some indication from the IC, Integrity Commission, what is being done. But I mean, everybody asks me, I see on the street, are you one of the 6? It's not fair, Chairman. They need to clear this thing up.
Very well. I think it is the considered view of the committee that the Commission be invited to the next meeting in order to relate to these reports that have been sent and the questions that members may have with regards to each of the report, if not a specific report. I therefore want to lay on the table of this committee these 6 reports that are before us. The one concerning the allegation of impropriety and irregularities in relation to the unknown whereabouts of certain government of Jamaica motor vehicles belonging to the Ministry of Transport and Mining. The second is the investigation report into concerns that Mr. Trevor Clark, an employee of Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, KSAMC, failed to file his statutory declarations with the Integrity Commission for the years 2019, 2020, and 2021 in breaches of the Integrity Commissions Act. And thirdly, the investigation report into concerns that Mr. Charlton McFarlane, an employee of Registrar General's Department, RGD, failed to file his statutory declarations with the Integrity Commission for the years 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022 in breaches of the Integrity Commissions Act. Fourthly, the investigation report into concern that Mr. Oral Reed, an employee of Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, KSAMC, failed to file his statutory declarations with the Integrity Commission for the years 2019, 2020, and 2021 in breaches of the Integrity Commissions Act. And fifthly, an investigation report into the concern that Mr. Dwayne Vaz, a former member of Parliament, failed to provide information requested by the Commission in respect of his statutory declarations for the year 2019. And six, investigation report into concerns that Mr. George Conahan, former CEO of the Sugar Industry Authority, made false statements in the statutory declarations filed by him for the years 2018 to 2020. So these 6 reports have been presented to the committee, and the position taken is that the commission be invited to the next sitting after members have reviewed properly these reports for any questions that may arise or clarification as the case may be.
Thank you, Chairman. Just to, in the clarity that is being sought from the IC in respect of Mr. Dwayne Vaz's case, may I just add some matters that would be communicated to them ahead of time? I believe that Mr. Robinson had asked that certain question.
I think just for your guidance, the chair having ruled that the reports would only be submitted today and tabled, then for review by us for the next meeting. And at that meeting, I think it would be fair.
Oh, I wasn't violating that ruling at all. I thought that you had agreed that in the request for the commission to have audience with us, we would send some issues ahead of time. No? I see.
We're now in April, and this Oversight Committee, one of its main business is to consider the annual report. Could we also get some indication from the IC when the annual report will be tabled? Because that's the main one that we really would like to look at.
Yeah. I think it would be a little awkward in the normal run of things. The expectation of time would not have elapsed. So let's give the commission. Yes. We have between now to June for that report, to my best understanding. So I don't think that we should have the commission feeling rushed or pushed to have the annual report ready.